Guys, before we get going, you know what we got to do. We got to give a huge shout out to our Patreon subscribers. So, thank you to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, Chuck, and Justin. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It means the world to Luke and I. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026 is now officially underway. We are back recording weekly again after our month off from peak season. We got quite a few things to talk about. I mean, we're going to recap a little bit more from peak, a couple stories that we have to tell as well, some funny helper stories. Luke's center is getting, desperate on Saturdays. And, other centers, too, I feel like we've heard in the Discord, other centers, just fucking crazy shit going on in some centers, man. Guys, hang in there. You know what I mean? We're going to get through this one. The cold weather, winter will pass. Spring will be here before we know it. The 200th episode meetup will be here before we know it. Real quick for that, we are aiming for the third weekend in May for the 200th episode. Stay tuned for further details on that one, but that is what we are aiming for right now. So if anything, pops up, obviously that'll change, but right now we are aiming for that one. So stay tuned for that finalization. Is that a word? Finalization.
Finalization's a word. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that works. Guys, so that Discord, like I just mentioned too, on the Discord, come join the Discord family, guys. The link will be in the episode here. Patreon.com/AITDpod if you want to come help support the silly show. 2026 episode 181. You guys ready? Luke and I are ready to get back in the saddle. On the saddle? In the saddle. We're gonna here we go.
Fuck.
We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, boom, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
You've gotten hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery, episode 181. Let's go around the table, shall we? Say hi to my co-host down in West Bar, Virginia. Come here, let me fucking see ya.
Fuck.
Luke, how are you, buddy?
Well, I kind of start off the first episode of 2026 with a little bit of sickness, but it's been kind of lingering in the household. Willow had a rough end to 2025. I think I might have mentioned that on the Christmas Live episode, but man, she had been kind of sick, just stuffy, constant congestion, had been coughing and kind of battling that, and she's she's on the mend and doing better. I don't physically feel terrible, but I mean, as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I'm a little bit. I blew my nose real good right before we started the episode. I'll just say that, but I mean, I'm doing good. I feel like to just start this off with a bang, just to go organically. We were, we like David said, we'd had a month off, and we were deciding when to record, and. A lot of times we either do Friday or Saturday. And Friday, I got smoked pretty good. And Dave, we had both unanimously decided not to record on a Friday night. And my God, am I glad that we did not. Because to start this episode off, I'll just say with how David said, the center's getting desperate on a Saturday. Dude, I've never, and so I'll help. They'll know I'll help. I will I'll take stops off somebody here and there. I will work Saturdays, not all the time, but I'll plug in some Saturdays here and there. And dude, as you worked this week, it was a weird fucking week. We worked 2 days, we were off 2 days, and we go back in on Friday, and it's like, dude, I just don't want to fucking be here. Yeah. And but you know, if you use a sick day, you lose your fucking paid holiday days, and which we'll actually get into that a little bit later because that was something that's put in here to talk about. But dude, like I mean, I won't speak for you, but I was done. I mean, I know your day wasn't as heavy as mine, but dude, just the fact we had to come in for the one day and had the weekend again, like I was finished. I was not wanting. I was like, let's get this shit over with. Get it done, start the weekend. It felt so weird because it felt like a Monday. I woke up this morning and, dude, I was like in the mode that I had to go to work. Because we had these 2 days off. So anyways.
Hold on one second. This is live right now, and this just came across my phone. Dude.
Holy shit. What?
We just gained a new Patreon member. Brian. Thank you, Brian, for the support. Amazing.
Fuck yeah, Brian. There you go.
Thank you so much,
Brian. We also
Brian.
put in, for anybody that is a fan of Stranger Things, we did a recap of the final episode for any of the Patreons. I know
that'll be actually released Monday. As you guys are listening, I'm planning on putting this one out here for you guys on Patreon as well, so you guys will hear a little extra from us as this is released. So sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
Fuck yeah, no, that's a good interruption, dude. Hell yeah. If we gain a new Patreon member live, you interrupt me every time. That's fucking awesome. But so you know, back to today. You know, as we record, this is Saturday night. I have my phone charging in the bedroom, and I'm just playing with Willow. She's awake. You know, I'm like, Daddy doesn't have to work today, and we're just out doing our thing in the living room. And we start running around, and we play tag. I mean, we call it I Get You, but, you know, just running and chasing each other. So we go into the bedroom, and she'll get to our bedroom, and she'll want to, you know, as kids do, she'll want to jump on the bed and me body slam her on the bed and shit. So she's running around, so I pick up my phone off the floor and put it on the dresser, and I feel it vibrate like I had a missed call. So I look, and I have 3 missed calls from the building, and then a half hour after that, I have a missed call from my center manager's cell number.
Fuck.
And I was thinking, damn. So then
You're like, is the building on fire? Like, what the fuck are they calling me for so much?
I have a fantasy group chat, fantasy football group chat, a UPS league that I'm in, and I have, you know, drivers in that. So then I looked at that, and, you know, people, they had asked if anybody had got a call. I don't think anybody got as many, because I'm a team player, and they know I'm a team player. They called me 4 times. So I'm like, man, we didn't really have like set in stone plans, but we were about to leave. We were just going to go on a car ride, and we were going to stay home. You know what I mean? We were going to spend the day together. And it was fucking 16 degrees outside, too, to throw that in there. And so I'm like, I don't want to call them back just to tell them, like, hey, sorry, but I'm not working. So I go back to Willow and I playing some more. And, you know, when we play hard, man, so then she'll fucking wind down and chill, and we'll take a break, you know. And sometimes it doesn't have to be cartoons and shit. It just could be whatever on TV. If I put on, like, I mean, not so much the news, but, like, if I put on, like, Sports Center where there'd be something with sports or something in motion, she'll watch it. And I think it was, like, she was, or maybe I actually, no, let me rephrase it. I'd put something on for her to watch. So I have my phone in my hand, and I'm just fucking looking at shit while Willow, you know, we're taking this breather. UPS calls me again. the building calls me again, and this is probably almost an hour after the last phone call. This is like 10:30, and I'm like, my phone's literally in my hand. I answer it, and it's one of my on-roads. Good dude, but dude, he sounds fucking defeated. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm assuming, and I asked him, I'm like, so what? All the midweek volume that we didn't get, like the Wednesday and Thursday volume, showed up today. That was what it was. I mean, the weather was shit, or the roads were better and not terrible, but it was still like side roads were still covered. Ice. They must have had fucking people call off. But, dude, he sounded so defeated, and I felt terrible. But even tried to haggle with me a little bit, offered me Thursday and Friday of the following week off, and I was like, dude, I don't need layoff days, man. I can't. That's the thing. I will work and do extra, and I will do that because at this moment, I'm the only income till Willow starts school. I'm the only income in the family. So I'm kind of laughing to myself because I get what you're saying, and that might sound enticing, but we have our 10-year anniversary coming up. We're planning a big trip for that. I just can't on a whim be like, oh wait, we got next week off. I got a 5-day weekend. Let's go fucking spend fucking you know what I mean? I can't just do that on a fucking whim anyway. So I'm kind of cracking up. Dude, I appreciate what you're doing, but it's just not going to. I was I can't take layoff days. I got to work, and I felt bad because I was like, dude, it'll pass, and it'll get. And he was like, no, it won't. I was like, it will. It'll all get delivered eventually. Just probably not today, but I was like, just slam me Monday, because I'm sure I'm going to be slammed anyway, because we have this much backed up volume and obviously nobody to run it. And so I was like, I told everybody in the group chat, I'm like, dude, just brace for impact on Monday. It's going to be fucking terrible. But
yeah.
But I do I like to help them out when I can, but I'm not really dude, there's just times when it's a no-go.
It's just a no.
Yeah. It's a no, dude. And that's
maybe middle of July, sure.
Yeah, or if it wasn't 16 degrees and still snow on it, my road is still covered. My road if I delivered on a road that looked like my road without chains on, I would probably EC it still. So I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's just, there was a lot of shit. We were literally about to leave. That's what was funny. We were leaving in probably 20 minutes, and we were just killing time. Ashley was getting ready, and I was, like I said, Willow was watching TV. I was on my phone, and fucking that happened. So yeah, I feel bad. I hope it went well. I mean, I won't give his government name, but the guy, I felt bad. Zach, I hope it fucking passed for you, dude. I know today had to suck. And it just, I don't there's a part of it that it just it's also, I don't want to say what you signed up for, but this is also part of the reason why I probably absolutely could never be on the management side of an on-road supervisor, because when people would call off like that, I would probably end up calling one of them and be like, what the fuck are you doing? I know you don't fucking get the, I would be so terrible. But anyways, yeah, dude, I felt bad, but I did feel guilty. So if he would hear this, I did feel guilty, but dude, it just it's been a rough fucking, I said this to Dave, and I probably said this on the Christmas Live, the break of not recording, just for kind of one less thing of the month, because it was just because Willow got sick right after Thanksgiving, dude, and I feel like her sleep schedule was off. She got sick again right before Christmas. So within a month, she was sick twice, and her schedule was off bad. And I just crawled to the finish line on Christmas Eve. So yeah, for them to try, I mean, there was no No desire. None.
Nah. So you, I just wanted to go back. You mentioned the extra content that's going to be released about Stranger Things and all that. I did also in that. We also talked about. I'm not going to give the full details here, but I'll give the short version. I almost accidentally killed my cat. I know I shouldn't laugh, but I almost accidentally killed my cat.
We all did.
This past weekend. And it's very well documented on this show how much this cat drives me up a freaking wall. And I think I mentioned everything. She's diabetic. The cat's diabetic. She gets shot up with insulin twice a day. Once in the morning, once at night, right? And, we were going about a normal routine to go and shoot her up with insulin. And I, injected her with the insulin. And she didn't eat. And when you don't eat, the insulin lowers your blood sugar levels, and they were pretty much at death levels. But she survived, and she's still here. She's still kicking. She said, "You can't fucking kill me," and yeah. But hey, if you want the full details, shameless plug here, come join the Patreon family, guys, and you get all that little extra content. So. But yeah, my past weekend, I almost killed my cat and all that stuff. So that was a fun one. And to say the least, an $1,100 vet bill because she had to stay overnight because this happened at night. She had to stay overnight at the emergency vet. It was insane. But I mean, yeah, so something else too, real quick, I want to talk about a quick little helper story, right? So this was from past guests, somebody that I worked with, John Waddell, good friend of mine. And he had this hilarious helper story from this past year. And he was telling me it, and I'm going to give you guys a little quick details on this helper story. So he had this helper. This helper kind of got moved around, jumped around from different driver to different driver. But Waddell had him quite a few times. And what ended up happening was he was with this one driver one time. And this lady comes to the door when he's, handing off the package to the customer and gives the helper an envelope, a Christmas card envelope, if you will. Which we know if we have those customers, there are usually something inside of those envelopes, something special because they appreciate the work we do for them all year round. So the helper comes back to the package car and the helper the helper then comes back to the package car with the Christmas card envelope and he says to the driver, he's like, the customer just gave me this, pretty cool, right? And this driver was like, that's mine. Like, and he's like, no, it's not. He's like, the customer gave it to me. And the driver was like, dude, I do this job 11 months out of the year. You do it for 1 month. Like, this is my route. This is my customers. Give me the card, kind of thing. It was like real stern, and the guy was like, talking to himself, yada yada yada. Handed the card back to the driver, and the driver a few stops later opens the card, and it's like a $10 gift card to like one of the local shops around here called Stewart's, and it's like a gas station, little eatery place, right? Little gas station place, and when the driver saw it was only like $10, it wasn't like $100, cash or anything like that. Or ends up says, you know what? Here, man, actually, you can have this, And then the helper has the nerve to say to him, oh, what? Because it's only $10, it's not worth anything to you, says it right there to the driver, and the guy was like, nah, dude, it's not like that. Like, it's like. You should have this, right? So anyways, this is how this started with the one driver. So now John Waddell has him, right? And sort of the same thing happens, right? So what ended up happening was the driver, the fucking helper. I'm going through everybody here in my brain. The helper goes to the customer's house with now he's out with John Waddell. Like I said, goes to the customer's house. This is one of those houses which we all know if we have them on our route it's the type of customer that will always tip you something. Will usually throw you a 5, a 10, a 20, whatever it is, a few bucks. Always just, hey, thank you. This is for you. Go get yourself a cup of coffee or something like that, So
Right.
This is one of those houses where the customer always would tip John $5. And, John knows that. John didn't say anything to the guy. John didn't say anything to the helper. Just, if he tips the helper $5, he tips the helper $5. Not a big deal, right? So the helper goes, delivers. The customer tips the helper $5. Comes back to the truck. Waddell says to him first. John goes, did she end up tipping you $5? And the helper looks at him and is like, yeah. And then kind of after this past experience with the previous driver, this guy kind of got all up in arms about this is my $5. She tipped me kind of thing. He kind of got all up in arms before even letting Waddell Waddell was like, oh, did she tip you $5? And he was like, yeah. He was like, cool, and then he was like, why, do you want it? And he went Waddell was like, no, dude, keep that, dude. She's a good customer. $5 yours. Starts going off on the tangent about the previous driver he was with. Yo, this and that, the driver, blah, blah, blah. And so Waddell was like, all right, dude, it's okay. The dude started getting all serious and stuff. And Waddell's trying to talk him down, nah, dude, it's all right. So what ends up happening now, the guy's up in arms, right? A couple hours later, the the helper says to John, dude, man, I gotta piss. I gotta take a leak here. And Waddell's like, oh yeah, in a couple stops here, we'll be in a wooded area. You can go behind the truck or whatever and take a piss. Well, the helper's the helper's dude, I really can't wait. Can I go in the back of your truck here and just piss in a cup? And Waddell's like, no. Waddell's like, I don't even piss in the back of my truck. I work here. I'm in this truck more than I am in my own house. This is my office. You're not going to piss in the back. He was like, oh, what if I piss in the coffee cup? You're not pissing in the back of my truck in a coffee cup. In a couple stops, he's like, can't you just freaking hold it? It's just all of a sudden came out and you're just like, I got to fucking piss. You can't hold it, dude, for a few stops, And then now the guy's all getting up in arms again about this because Waddell won't let him take a leak in the back of his truck. So a few stops later, Waddell's like, all right, man, here, go and take a piss. Well, the the helper takes the coffee cup with him outside, pisses inside of the coffee cup, right? Comes back in the truck with a coffee cup full of piss. And Waddell's like, what are you doing? He's like, why did you piss in the coffee cup for? He was like, and the helper was speechless. You know what I mean? He was like, why didn't you just piss on the ground? Just piss in the side of the road back there. Why did you get the piss cup out of my truck? I don't want this piss cup in my truck. Oh, dude. I was absolutely shocked. But then again, not because it's a helper and we hire these guys that are
dude, I fucking lost it. And now I can't laugh as hard as I laughed that day that I heard this because I would cough and it would be pointless. But dude, who goes outside in a spot to take a piss? So obviously it's woodsy, it's private.
Right.
Private enough.
Why would you piss in a cup though? When it's
you piss in a cup outside. Yeah.
Just fucking be in the woods.
Then not only do you piss in the cup, you walk back in and you're not It's not a bottle with a cap on it, dude. We're talking a
Coffee
cup,
cup.
like a to-go coffee cup, right? Like a gas station store coffee cup.
Styrofoam. Who the
fucking
fuck
coffee
knows? Right.
cup.
Paper. Yeah. Yep.
And this fucking guy comes back on the truck with his piss that he just went outside to piss in this cup. And it's just fucking swaying back and forth about to spill over. I can only imagine what the fuck went through John's head, dude. I don't know
man.
what I would have done. That seems
What
that's
the fuck
insane
you
to
doing?
me.
Saving
I mean,
it
there's
for
no
later?
way.
You gonna bring it home with you? Flush it down the
I want to
toilet?
know. There's no way somebody has a story like that. I've never known of somebody like a piss bottle. As dumb as that is, I could still see that and be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
But
You were
a
just
cup
outside.
where you can't like put it down to spill. Like a piss bottle,
You drink
still
it?
can
Like-
be stored away.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I mean,
It's,
we've definitely had some. I mean, between my helper stories that I mentioned on the Christmas Live of the Russian guy and the fucking Lebanese guy to another part-time hired seasonal driver to fucking complain about me to Waddell's pissing helper. Like, man,
he said,
unreal.
I always think, I just think of that dude saying, well, they're fucking David. We're going to let the air out of tire. It's my shitty Russian accent.
I mean, if you
Oh,
missed
man.
it, I mean, I don't have a good Russian accent either, but I'll try. But I mean, if you missed it, my helper that I had one time, he was from Russia, English not very good, and first time I had him, it was during the middle of the snowstorm that we had up here, and this guy, I picked this guy up. And he's from Russia. You know, they're pretty hardcore over there. And this guy says to me, he goes, you have air pump? I was like, no. He's like, you take air out of tires with air pump, drive better on snow, yeah? I'm like, no. Like, we're not taking the air out of my tires. We're not taking the air out of my tires, bud. Like, I appreciate you wanting to help, but yeah. Anyways, if you haven't listened to that, go to episode 180 to the Christmas Live, and you'll hear that's all my helper stories that I've had this year. But I didn't leave anybody, though. But let me tell you, well, I said to Waddell when he was telling me, I was like, Waddell, you have the patience of a saint, because this guy was arguing with him about all this stuff, about the money, about the piss. I was like, dude, if that was me, I would have been like, get out, and I would have drove off. Like, that's,
dude.
I said to him, I was like, you have the helper. Like, I was like, you got the patience of a saint, because I would not have been dealing with that.
That is more. I laughed harder at that than Daniel the Warrior's helper story when that guy looked at his check and was like, "What the fuck is this?" The guy pissed off at him.
I mean, you want to talk about favorite helper stories we've had? I mean, probably one of the best. And I'm sure me and you can think of the same exact one right now. And one of the best helper stories involved a driver from Jersey, and his helper had I don't remember what episode it was.
Are you talking about
20
Jose?
something. I'm talking
Jose's
about
episode?
Jose. Yes, I'm talking about Jose. And
If you fry short of a Happy Meal helper,
2 fries short of a Happy Meal. He called him. And this dude came into work one morning, the helper came into work one morning with a thing of brass knuckles.
and his hands were fucked up.
It said, yeah, like his hands were all beat up. It gives Jose the brass knuckles, gives the driver the brass knuckles, says, I need you to take these. The fucking dude just beat the shit out of someone with some brass knuckles and gives it to the driver and says, hey, I need you to get rid of these.
Dude,
Unreal.
that was a gem.
Unreal.
That was
wait.
gem I'd forgotten about, but that's a fucking...
Oh, yeah. Also, side note, I heard this helper story. I'm not going to mention where it was from, but I will talk about this helper story. And this story, quick, involved a helper where one time this guy was out on the road with this driver, and the police called their center, and was speaking to their supervisor, and said, hey, does so and so, I don't know the helper's name, I wouldn't give his name out anyways, but does so and so, is so and so working for you guys right now? And he was like, yeah, he's out on the car with a driver as a helper. And he was like, all right, well, are you able to give me his whereabouts? Because we have a warrant out for his arrest. And this was a helper. And, and basically what I heard was like the supervisor was like, oh, you got to do this right now? Can't you do this tonight when he gets back? Like, I kind of need him to help the driver. Like, trying to talk the police out of it. Just trying to talk the police out of
like we got a warrant. We got a warrant for his arrest. He killed 3 people. Well,
but can he finish the day, please? Can he help finish the day?
Yeah, we really need him to.
So what ended up happening was the supervisor ended up giving the police his whereabouts, right? And the police told them, like, don't tell the helper about this. Like, they need to show up and get him, kind of thing, right? And, so they ended up calling the driver and it was like, hey, listen, I need a meetup spot quick. Like I have a package, like a missile that I got to give you, kind of thing. And the driver was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll be over here in probably in about 10 minutes, kind of thing, And that's what the supervisors told the police. And the police come up, roll up on the UPS truck. Dude, what I heard from the driver's perspective is the driver, the helper was delivering a stop. The driver saw all the police cars surround the UPS truck. He said the helper fucking took off, jumped a couple fences in yards, took off running as soon as he saw the police cars. Fucking took off running from the police. Can you imagine
fucking fences,
as
moving
a
like
driver,
a deer.
Right? Like as a driver, you're like, hey man, this one goes there. It goes. All of a sudden, you look out and the fucking helper's running from the police.
Dude, if he was hopping fences like that, he's probably like, fuck, man. He wasn't doing that pace when he was fucking 5 minutes ago. Like, holy shit.
But yeah, I heard that story from a center, and I was like, dude, that's insane. That's insane. From a driver's perspective, I couldn't imagine seeing that. And fuck. But
yeah, that's pretty impressive.
But yes. And so to cap that one off, peak 2025 wasn't that bad, and we're still here to talk about it, and that's what matters, right?
Dude, it's the truth. I mean, one thing I can say, like, that the one thing with this peak that surprised, like, the amount of call-offs that happened throughout peak season at my building was fucking kind of wild, dude. Like,
yeah.
There are people I know now that like are legitimately sick, and like there's people that have been sick, and I'm not sounding fucking great right now. Shit's been going around everywhere, and but we also had like people in the snowflake crew calling off for like just for snow purposes, and it's just I don't know, dude. It was so weird. Like I don't know, man. Everybody was saying like how it used to be so voodoo, but I don't know. That was the thing that kind of shocked me more than anything, is because it used to always be like, it was almost like an unwritten rule kind of thing. Unless even, I mean, because I feel like you're like,
like
you're
this is our grind time.
Yeah.
Like this is our grind time to do this job. This is our Super Bowl, if you will. Am I allowed to say that on here? This is our big game.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Right. Super Bowl, whatever it is, you're not a sponsor. unless you want to hop on here, let's get a. If you see all in the Delivering on Super Bowl ad, then you'll know
what happened.
You'll know one of. I may. If I win the Powerball, I won't tell anybody, but there will be signs, kind of thing.
But yeah, like that month is our big game. The entire month, like you don't miss it. And meanwhile, like I heard Luke had call offs. Like I'm like, holy cow, dude! I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine the shit we would get for calling out in the month of December. Like 8-hour requests, no longer a thing. Time off, no longer a thing in that month. It's blocked out for a reason. Like that's the big game. But yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was a good month though, I think. Christmas was great. New Year's, good, except for me almost killing my cat. But dude, I can't complain, man. I'm looking forward to what 2026 has in store for us.
I have to throw this in there before, because this was kind of this wasn't going to be a long episode, because this is just getting a reintroduction back into it and a kickoff to 2026. But I got to bring this up from something that I heard on the road of somebody with an argument, and I don't know what the argument was about. They were talking to somebody, and like these are West Virginia people, so I'm like thinking this knowledge of this analogy they were going to use. I'm just kind of curious if anybody's ever heard this. Like I said, I have no idea what the argument of whatever they were talking about was about, or if it was even them two doing it. Because it was like, in delivery, dude, it was in passing kind of thing. I was just like stacking up boxes and fucking went in. But somebody had said, and I fucking put a thing in my phone on it so I wouldn't like fuck it up of what they said. So give me 1 second. Somebody had said, if you would have asked a fish and a snake to climb a tree, you would have gotten the same result as you would have in that bullshit. Like they were saying in the same, whatever argument they were talking about. And the easy analogy, if you ask a fish and a snake to climb a tree, and I get when you think about that offhand, I'm not fucking Steve Irwin here, R.I.P. But I've witnessed live, snakes can definitely climb trees because they got scales. They fucking don't go that fast, but they can fucking totally climb trees. And that dude was so like, whatever he was talking about, he was so like fucking into it, and I think was proud of that analogy. And I didn't want to be like the guy, especially as the fucking delivery guy that has no idea what they're talking about or who they are. But I was curious. I thought, man, I wonder if this is like, because if this guy doesn't know this, I feel like to say it offhand to people that wouldn't know reptiles, so to speak, it might make sense, because you wouldn't think of that because you just think of snakes being on the ground. But make no mistake, snakes can totally climb trees. I just wish I knew more to that, but I've never heard anybody try to use an analogy or comparison, simile, whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't know the textbook definition, but it made me curious as fuck, because that happened yesterday. That was literally yesterday.
I've never heard that.
It was something I had to hear, and I put it in the docs. Like I put a abbreviated version in the docs, and then I texted it to myself of how they said it, and I was like, I gotta fucking remember this, because if this was said somewhere, I want to know, and just tell them they're fucking wrong. But anyways, I'm not petty or anything.
No. But yeah, dude, 2026, I think this year coming, we really want to aim for more guests, I think, compared to 2025.
Yeah, we're going to try.
That's going to be a big thing we're going to try and do.
Yes.
I mean,
we're trying to revigorate. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we used to, and I feel like it would be, we had some things we had used to do when we recorded. Like there might be, I feel like when we record on schedule, with guests, like there's like simple. I feel like to go back to when we used to kind of have episodes stored, we never really. I don't know. That would be like something. This is totally a discussion we would have, like not on a live recording. This would be us on the phone game planning shit. But like, I feel like there's just things like I'd been thinking about for doing this now. We're not counting the hiatus. We're basically in year 6, and I just
Crazy.
we're going to try to utilize some old ways we had with like keeping guest episodes. We never really kept anything long, but I feel like that would be a way to try to, like, all it is just getting everybody's scheduling right.
Yep.
And just to try to maybe have a few different, but yeah, that's like the big focus. We're really going to try to get back into. So if you are listening to this and you would like to be on an episode, feel free to always reach out to any of our socials. And we reach out, I reach out to plenty of people, and I've been into talks with a few. But really going to try to revamp that. And now, like, especially on my end with having some new equipment, if you can tell, the next video clip you see, my fucking digital quality is a lot better because I got a brand new laptop now. Thanks to
You
the
don't
Mrs.
have a
Nomad.
laptop from the Bush administration?
From the George Bush administration. Yeah, that's how I said I had a fucking laptop from George W. was president, but... Yeah, so there's we're going to really try to hit that back as best as we can while still, trying to keep. I feel like it just I think like it's just more of trying to get, like, it's just all scheduling, really. I could draw on about, how to go about that, but it's just getting luck with scheduling and people just communicating back and forth. That's all we need.
Yeah. And I mean, also one thing I thought about too, and I would love to get back to doing it, is creating some merch. Get some merch going again. We used to have the t-shirts for sale back before the hiatus. I mean, it was back before the hiatus. We had t-shirts, we had some stickers, we had coffee mugs, we had a whole bunch of stuff. And I would love to start getting back into that and start creating some stuff there for everybody to help represent the brand and represent All in the Delivery and all that good stuff. Stickers, all that. So yeah, dude. I'm excited. 200th episode, hopefully
200th
some
fucking
merch
episode.
stuff we can have. Like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm pumped, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a good year.
Good year.
I just
Absolutely.
can't. First thing I got to beat is this fucking cold, and then I'll be hitting the ground running.
Hell yeah. So, yeah. Do we have anything else, buddy?
No, I think that about covers it.
Awesome. Super excited. So listen, I'm going to run through it one more time, all right? Thank you again to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, Chuck, Justin, and our newest Patreon member, Brian. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. The Discord, guys, also, you want to come join the Discord, come hang out with us. You can find that stuff, all the links for the Patreon, the Discord, in the episode notes, in the episode description there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy New Year again to everybody. 2026 is underway. We're excited. We hope you guys are excited. So, a lot of fun things on the horizon here for us and for you guys. So,
For sure.
awesome. Everybody, be safe out there. And don't forget your most important stop, all right? Hey, I'm Dave. Your co-host, Luke, as well. Everybody, we'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.